What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of The Breakdown. I want to talk about, as I talk, you'll see what I'm talking about. You can probably read the title. First of all, I thought this fight was great. Probably one of the better fights that I've seen all year. Just from a standpoint of, both guys wanting to come out, let their hands go, and just, see what happens after that. I totally agree with the decision on Santa Cruz winning. By the two cards that were 117 to 111. I thought that that's what the correct score was. I didn't really see it as a draw, I didn't really see it as a draw like the one judge did. But hey, even though the cards had somewhat of a wide margin of 117 to 111, this could be the type of rivalry where Mares could come back and win the next fight 117 to 111 by making a few tweaks here and there. I thought ESPN did everything right in this fight. The announcers were great. Joe Tessitore, Teddy Atlas. They actually started their broadcast later, which is one of the things that I was telling one of my friends that ESPN should do. Because I live in the Central Time Zone, and normally in the past, like on the PBC, on NBCs, and here, we're only talking about Saturday night prime time here, folks. The PBC on NBCs. The PBC on ESPN, they had normally been starting their coverage at about 7:30 or 8 o'clock Central Time, and this particular bout or this particular event started at 9 o'clock Central Time, and that's what HBO and Showtime does. So I feel like that way you're going to draw. I feel like if you start at 9 o'clock, you're probably going to draw a bigger crowd. Or at least that's what I was thinking. And you'll find out why I say that. But other than that, I'm getting off subject. This fight was great. One of the best fights that I've seen all year. It felt like it was a fight that should have been on HBO or Showtime, just with the intensity that this fight had brought. The Staples Center was sold out. So I thought ESPN did a great job with this one. Al Heyman definitely did this was the best card and the best fight that the PBC has had. Now that's just my opinion. Now with that being said, the TV ratings came out for this fight, and this fight averaged 1.2 million viewers on average from start to finish. And this event or this telecast of PBC peaked at 1.6 million viewers. So all I have to say is, as much credit as I gave to this, and like I said, I liked it. This was the best fight. But as much credit as I gave to this, this is just RIP to the PBC. This was the best fight, the best card that you had, and in my opinion. And the ratings were still low. Eventually, sponsors and, all these people, they're not going to sponsor this because they're not getting the views in return for all the money that they're probably dishing out to ESPN and Al Heyman and the PBC to basically run one commercial. Think about it. They're in between rounds. Because this is on regular TV, it has to go to commercial. And because this is boxing, they're only gonna show one commercial. They're only gonna show one commercial in between rounds. And for these sponsors like Corona to be, I don't know how much they dished out for PBC and and some of these other sponsors, but come on, 1.2 million on average, and this was the best. This right here was the best card. This card right here was the best card. This was the best PBC fight. And it peaked at 1.6 million. If you go back and look at my previous videos, most of the HBO fights were peaking at 1.6 million, and HBO is a paid channel. You have to subscribe to HBO. You have to pay extra on your bill. ESPN, just about everybody has ESPN. Just about everybody has NBC. Everybody should be able to get NBC. You should be able to get that over the air with a converter box. So I know the PBC is still in its first year. But right now it's not working because I had made a prediction to one of my friends. I thought this fight was going to peak at least 3 million viewers, and it only peaked at 1.6 million. Eventually, the sponsors, nobody's going to want to sponsor this except for Corona because they do all boxing. But as far as the bigger sponsors like AT&T and you know, some of these bigger sponsors, Verizon, they're not going to sponsor this. The PBC at this point, I mean, it's not working. I mean, they thought by putting boxing on regular TV where more fans had access to it, they were going to be able to draw crowds, and they're just not doing it. Why is it that HBO this year, if you go back and look at the TV ratings for the primetime Saturday night HBO fights, why is it that HBO is drawing on average probably more? HBO's drawing on average more viewers to their fights on a paid channel than PBC is on free TV. Ask yourself that. I mean, this PBC on ESPN was the highest rated PBC out of the three that they've had. But the ratings are still not that good. 1.2 million, 1.6 million average. That means a lot of people really didn't watch this fight. And the fight came on at a perfect time. It came on at 9 o'clock Central Time, 10 o'clock on the East Coast, 7 o'clock on the West. So, I mean, there's no excuse. I think the PBC, I'm not saying it's done, but they need to change up the way that they do things. I mean, they promoted this fight more than they've done others, and they still yet did not get the viewers that I thought they didn't get the viewers that I thought this fight deserved. So tell me what you guys think about that. Why is the PBC on viewership? Why is the PBC failing when it's on free TV? Why is HBO excelling over the PBC and it's not on free TV? I'm out. Let me know.